What's going on, guys? Banished Duelist here, and today, if you haven't guessed already by the title of the video, we're going to be doing an update to my Trickstar deck profile. We're going to make it a lot more meta, so it's going to obviously be a lot more competitive in terms of if you went to like a competitive tournament like YCS or something like that, or even at your locals, if you know you've got a load of people there that are playing really competitive decks at the moment. Obviously you've got the Pendulum Magicians, you've got the True Dracos and everything like that. Even Light Swans are meta right now, they are really competitive too. So obviously this deck profile is hopefully obviously it's a Trickstar one, so hopefully it's going to be based around being competitive with all those decks that I've just named. Okay, so we'll move the side stroke extra deck to the side and we'll get started on the main deck straight away. So obviously the staples of this deck being a Trickstar deck, we're going to start with triple Candina right there, and then we're going to also start with triple Lycoris and the one Lilybell. These cards are obviously the main Trickstar component of the deck. Generally you want to run it in that ratio. I have seen people run like 2 Lilybells, but to be honest, I think just the one's enough. Obviously she's searchable and everything like that, so you only really need the one personally, well, I think anyway. But yeah, let me know what you think. We're running triple Eater of Millions now. I think last time I ran double. I've gone back to triple simply because it's an out to, you know, like monsters, you know, like big boss monsters. If they're really struggling, if you're struggling to really get over it and hit over it, obviously this just banishes it. I mean, it's annoying that it's once per turn, but if it wasn't, it would be broken. But yeah, it's a really good card for outing big boss monsters that your opponent might have. So triple is better than double, I think, just through playing this more and more and getting to know it better. We're running triple Draw and Lock, obviously for the Draw and Lock combo. Obviously these are the hand traps of the deck, so we're also running triple Ghost Ogre here as well, so that's really good, especially, you know, like outing field spells and even continuous spell and continuous traps. Reason being, obviously this also technically negates them because they need to be on the field to resolve, so obviously this is very good for those continuous, especially field spells at the moment. Field spells are a really big thing. This card is really good for those field spells to out them. As you can see on the top, I've got Ash Blossom. I've gone with 2. Obviously, thank God that Legendary Kyber collection came out. I adored that collection simply because of these cards. Even the Draw and Locks, I had them before, but even the Draw and Locks, and especially this card. This is still £40, by the way. Over here in the UK, it's still £40. It's about £20–30 off the original Ash Blossom. So when this drops, I'd imagine the original one will drop too. But yeah, I've gone with 2. I don't think you need 3 because the thing that I run with it is the Effect Veiler. So we've got double Ash Blossom and the one Effect Veiler. I think that this ratio is the best ratio simply because Ash Blossom can't out everything that a monster effect could be. So obviously something like the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, you know, you want to probably negate its effect so that it can't attack every single one of your monsters. Obviously this can't do that because this is only for adding cards to hand, sending them from deck to grave, and the other one, which I can never remember, special summon from deck. There you go. So yeah, I think having the one Effect Veiler in there and the 2 Ash Blossom works a lot better. I just think the ratios work better, but that's me. Again, let me know what you guys think, but I think that's the best ratio for me anyway. Obviously we got triple Light Stage, pretty standard for a Trickstar deck. We're going triple Terraforming, again pretty standard for this kind of deck. You want to get that light stage out as much as you can. We've got the triple Scapegoat. Again, it's quite obvious why you have it, and I'll explain with the extra deck why we run triple Scapegoat. I mean, I think in the ban list I've got a feeling they're going to get hit, so I might sort of start thinking about running this with maybe 2, or it's probably going to be limited to 1. So I'm probably going to have to figure out what to sort of change it in for when it comes to that. But for the moment, triple Scapegoat, because that's the best way to run it at the moment. Double Pot Desires, don't really need to say anything about that. 1 Raigeki, 1 Dark Hole. Again, board wipes are really important in this deck, simply because obviously it's quite hard to overswing some of the monsters that other people can make. And obviously Trickstar's being quite a low attacking, and they're mainly primarily about burning your opponent, but obviously where they are quite low attacking, you want to be able to board wipe your opponent to get that over. Obviously triple Reincarnation. I've got a Torrential Tribute again for board wipes, and then we move on to the Solemns. Got 1 Solemn Judgment obviously and 1 Warning. Really good cards, you want them in your decks. Obviously just stops people making their plays. They are really good, and I got double solemn strike in here as well at the moment. Okay, so moving on to the extra deck. So I'll separate this because it's also got my side deck here too. There we go. Let's side it. Right, so obviously spend a little bit of money on this deck. As you can see from the top here, I really wanted this card. God, it's such a good card. So I've got with the one borreload now. Really, really good card for outing your opponent's monsters, especially monsters like this one. Bill's there. That's in there for a winter cherries target, but you know, this card is amazing for outing cards like that. Any other big boss monsters which are struggling to get over, obviously you take control of it and then obviously attack your opponent with it. It's a really useful card. So this is almost a must-have for a Trickstar meta deck. It's a must-have. Okay. I've also got Bills in there. That's a winter cherries target, as I said. I have got Ancient Fairy Dragon. You can make. You tend not to use it much. It's more of a target again for winter cherries, or to be honest, it's just fodder for the Eater of Millions. Got one Holly Angel. I've got Mrs. Radiant as well. We've got a Decode Talker. Now, the Ib and Ningirisu. I think I pronounced it right. Okay, so this is where, again, your scapegoat comes into play, again with the borreload. This is where your scapegoat comes in, okay? So what you do, I'll show you the play now because I think it's just easiest. So you have your scapegoat tokens. If I just spread these out, here we go. So you got your scapegoat tokens, okay? This is obviously end of their main phase, end of their turn. You activate the scapegoat, you get your tokens on the board. They generally can't stop it unless they've got like a hand trap or like a trap card to stop your special summons or a board wipe, whatever they have to stop you. But anyway, you normally get your scapegoat tokens, okay? What you do from here, obviously, ideally you want a Trickstar monster in hand to summon as well during this turn. But what you're going to do, and I'll just quickly show you so you can get an idea. Obviously, I'll just grab a Candina because that's generally the best one to have with this combo, okay? So what you would do is you'd summon the Candina. Obviously, that then gives you a search as well. So obviously, you got the extra card from that, okay? What you're going to do is you are going to use the Link Spider that you are going to put in this deck, okay? Moving on with the deck profile as well there. You're going to Link Spider one of your tokens, okay? That's now gone, all right? What you're going to do is you're going to link summon the proxy underneath, okay? So you've now got that, okay? Very important. What you're then going to do is you're then going to use your Ib with your Candina and your other token and summon it to the field. It's important that it goes into this position, and obviously, yeah, do it like this. It's the only way you can do it, but it's important you do it like this, okay? What you're then going to do is summon your Ningirisu. I will get there eventually, and summon it to that position there, okay? What happens, this effect will activate upon its summoning, okay? You can then obviously draw another card. So you get a free draw off this play, alright? You've also then got 1/8 and a 2/5 monster on the field, and obviously you still can make further plays from here. From here, you can then even go into, obviously, borreload. That's another one to go into from this. So obviously you can, you know, special summon your borreload, and then obviously do that if you want. This also works really well when you've got cards in your grave, so like obviously a Trickstar Reincarnation to then obviously special summon more monsters to attack. You can attack for game with this move really easy, but yeah, once you've got these two on the field, you can either go into your borreload like that through these two, or the other one, which is another really good one to do it with, is obviously the Firewall. Again, moving on with the deck profile a bit here. But yeah, it's a really good combo to use. I've only picked this up fairly recently. I'm sure a few of you guys know it already, but it's a really good combo to be doing. So obviously you can get your Firewall out, or you can get your borreload out, and then you can attack for game quite easy, especially if you've got like a Reincarnation and Trickstar monsters in the graveyard. Special summon them out, especially if you've got like a Lilybell. You can do the Lilybell loop with the Firewall, anything like that. It's going to be really, really good for obviously this deck. So, you know, you can get some really good plays off of this now, okay? I'll just reset where we were up to. I'm trying to remember where we were up to. So yeah, we got to them two. That wasn't done. This was done. This was done. We were done up to there. Okay, so Yeah, I'll move that back to the side. Obviously, you can already tell, Link Spider's going in there, definitely. The Proxy Dragon obviously in there. The Firewall as well, okay? Of another one we got in here, Underclock Taker. Again, another really good card for outing big monsters. Obviously, you can target your monster and their monster. Their monster will lose attack to the monster you targeted. It's a really good out monster for that. We've also got Black Rose in here. Black Rose, obviously another board wipe if you need to. You can go into it fairly easy with one of the tuner monsters from the hand traps, and obviously I think you use, it's 7, so you use Candina with that as well. So really good monsters to sometimes go into. You've also got number 39 and number 39, or S39, Utopia the Lightning, again, just because it's a massive monster that you can sometimes summon into. Obviously I've taken out Cowboy, I've taken out, obviously that really rubbish extra deck that I had. I've actually made an extra deck which is now usable, so obviously if you guys want to use this, I've used it quite a lot now. I've done a few tournaments, I'm getting quite good results with it. I've come third a few times, I've won a couple, you know, things like that. The deck is really working well at the moment, how I've got it set up. Anyway, moving on to the side deck, and obviously I've got my lovely scapegoat tokens. I love these things, they're so good to look at. Getting these out on the board, it just looks awesome. It just looks absolutely awesome. I love it. But anyway, I'm going to be so upset when they limit scapegoat. It's going to be such a sad moment in time, especially in the current format we're in. It's an amazing format. Anyway, moving on to the side deck, we've got another Effect Veiler in there. Obviously, just in case they have got that monster and you want a bit more, you know, looking into this a lot more. You've got the Torrential Tribute in there for board wipes. You've got 2 Bottomless again for when they want to summon their big boss monster and you just don't want it on the field. Just get rid of it. Just banish it. Straight up banish it. You've got 2 Honest in there again to help with the big monsters, so you can obviously swap these out for some. Normally I swap out 1 Scapegoat token and things like that. I need to figure out what else I swap in, because I think, I'm trying to remember that, yeah, I've completely taken out Arrival Rivals from last time, so obviously you might want to swap out like a Solemn Strike from that, or maybe a Pot of Desires. I normally swap out one of these, or possibly a Terraforming as well. There's a few monsters that you can swap out there, or even like a Draw and Lock you can swap out, you know, there's a few cards to swap out to then swap these in with. Obviously we've got a Monster Reborn. Again, an amazing card. We had a tournament and it was like a fun tournament we had the other week, and you got to start with a boss monster. I didn't have borreload at this point, so my boss monster, I thought, oh, I'll start with Bill's, just because it was in my extra deck as a Winter Cherries target, but we got to use it. So he started with his boss monster, which was Cyber and Dragon, 4,000 attack. I was like, whoa, pretty big boss monster, okay. First turn, he had his play, so obviously he couldn't do anything really. He just set a back row and then sort of ended his turn. With my turn, I had a Dark Hole in hand, a Lycoris, and I had Monster Reborn. And then I think I drew something else, because the rules were you had 3 cards in your hand through playing this game. I used the Dark Hole because Bills won't get destroyed. I then used Monster Reborn on his monster, which was 4,000, and then I summoned the Lycoris and completely FTK'd him. It's an FTK to me because it was my first turn. But yeah, completely obliterated first turn. I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna win. It was good fun. Anyway, back to the deck. We've got 2 Cosmic Cyclones in there for obviously the annoying field spells or back row that some people can get. Winter Cherries, again, we've got the targets, so that a few targets to that in there as well. And then again, I've left these in here just because you can, obviously if you want, change it to a slightly more burn variant of this deck. It won't be as consistent, but it just depends on, you know, what deck they're playing maybe and things like that. So I've kept the 2 Disturbance and the 2 Present cards. To be honest, if you're going to take anything out of this deck, it would be these 4. Reason being, you should really swap in Anti-Spell Fragrance or a Dimensional Barrier or something like that, and just take them out, because they're only there just for a more fun burn variant if you want to play it like that. Or you know, or the other one is put in a Macros Cosmos. So I don't know, maybe like 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, a D Barrier, and then a Macros Cosmos if you want to do that. But that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys will sort of, you know, maybe make variants of it. You know, let me know in the comments below what you guys are doing. I'd really like to know, because obviously Trickstars are my deck. I'm really enjoying them at the moment. I really pray to God in the ban list they do not hit reincarnation. That's the one thing that I'm praying for, that they do not hit. But let me know what you guys want to see. I am making a few more deck profiles later on this week. So I'm going to be doing my friends' deck profiles, and they're going to obviously talk you through their deck, and I'll just sort of ask them a few questions about it, things like that. And then apart from that, it's really what you guys want to see. So, you know, pack openings, more deck profiles. I'm happy to do that. Or if you want to just watch me play, you know, do some duels against my friends, or even on YGO, whatever you guys want to do. Or even if you want me to do challenges, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do quite a lot of things with this. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'm going to put my Twitter in the feed below. So I hope you guys follow me on Twitter as well. But anyway, have a good one, guys. See you later.